Hey there guys, so I want to thank you for checking out this video, and I really want to thank you, of course, for your support. And what I want to go over today is about the progress and the process of really keeping track of your fitness goals and really learning how to track your workouts properly as well as your nutrition, and how to not overcomplicate the process of tracking these different aspects of your overall workouts and nutrition. So I hope that you find this helpful and valuable. Again, guys, please check out my website, which is bponlinefitness.com. I share a ton of information on there as it relates to online fitness coaching, as well as information on what I have to offer related to that coaching. And you can check out free, valuable information on my fitness blog, as well as signing up to my email list where I send out an email newsletter each and every Monday. And if you're interested in anything I have to offer, definitely feel free to reach out and let me know. With all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about this topic about really keeping in mind on how to track without overcomplicating the process. The first point to keep in mind when it comes to tracking is to make sure that you start simple. When you're tracking your workouts, keep in mind that all you really need to focus on starting out is, of course, tracking your reps, your sets, and the weights that you are lifting. These are great indicators on knowing your progress from week to week. Now, you can do this in very simple ways. It doesn't have to be necessarily, being used through a phone app. You can also do this by writing it down in a notebook. Whatever method works for you, choose that method and stick to it consistently. Again, start with the basics through your workout. Keep in mind of, those sets, those reps, as well as the weight you're lifting. And it is difficult at the start to get adjusted to this habit, but start with simple basics to get going and to really build this overall habit with tracking your weights. So what is the main reason why you should track your weights in this way or track your workouts overall? The main reason is that this really can help aid in progression, especially when you're focusing on strength and hypertrophy. When you have a clear indicator on how many reps you're performing, how many sets, as well as that weight lifted, you can use that as you go into the next couple weeks of your workouts and know, okay, maybe I need to gradually increase my weight a little bit to add a little bit more of a challenge. And in turn, that's going to help with building your strength as well as hypertrophy if you're focusing on your physique. Another simple thing that you can do that can help to keep you in line with reaching your goal and to staying on track is also being aware of tracking measurements. Now, this is another simple method you can try that can really help to be a good indicator on how you're progressing through your workouts. You can, of course, do this with a measuring tape. You can measure different parts of your body, especially those parts that you're really wanting to really focus on, improving. And this could be your waist, your chest, your hips, anything like that. You can measure those specific points and consistently measure those over weeks or months, depending on how you want to keep track of that specific sort of metric. Another thing to keep in mind is taking progress photos. When you take progress photos, that's another great motivator to keep you on track and for you to see visually how you're changing throughout a specific duration, specific amount of months, days, weeks, however much your time is. Keep these specific, simple, key tracking points in mind to allow you to really see that progression in different unique ways where you won't feel like you're going to, plateau. It can also help a ton to really keep track of how you feel overall. Another thing that many people forget when it comes to, building a solid workout routine and, sticking to your nutrition is that they don't think necessarily about how their energy levels change. When you have a consistent workout routine and you're doing it for an extended period of time, you are going to notice how much energy and how much better you physically feel. So it can help to record those specific sort of metrics as well. Check your, how you feel daily. Write down specifically how you feel daily as far as your energy. You could do this on like a scale of 1 to 10 on how energized you feel throughout the day. Another thing you could track is, of course, your sleep. Your sleep can also translate to your progress in your workouts. So tracking how well you sleep is another great metric. You can do this, of course, by, writing it down in the same way with your energy levels, or you could use a sleep tracker to do that as well. I did discuss this in the past when it comes to sleep and recovery, so definitely check that video out as well. But sleep is another way that you can really keep in mind on how you're progressing towards reaching that specific goal you're trying to accomplish. Thank you guys once again for checking out this video. Again, I hope that you found this insightful and valuable and something that you can really keep in mind to sort of think about when it comes to trying to accomplish a goal. The main thing that I want to get across here, or the main point I should say, is that it's all about focusing on those basic habits. Building those basic habits is what matters. And I know to a lot of people, tracking doesn't seem that significant, but it does. It's made a huge difference. I've been an example of that. It's made a huge difference in how I've progressed in my workouts. When I started shifting to tracking my workouts, like I use the Notes app on my phone to actually track my workouts. And the more that I started to use that, the more that it helped me to progress in my workouts. And it also gave me a clear indicator on, deloading, which means basically on times where I need to slow down in my workouts to give my body a little bit of a time to recover, where I'm slowing the intensity of my workouts. So it's also given me that as well. It's just giving me a clear overview on how I can progress as well as slow down as needed. Another thing too is that with my nutrition, it's made a huge difference in how I feel about what I eat throughout the day. And it's also keeping me in line with where my calories need to be, as well as the specific nutrients I need, such as macronutrients. And with a goal, especially like with my goal, focusing on hypertrophy, I need a certain amount of protein each day. And so the more that I know that, and then I'm aware of how I'm getting to my goal with tracking that, it makes a big difference on seeing results. So that's why, again, I think tracking is a crucial part of your routine, and it needs to be, especially when you're wanting to accomplish a specific goal that you have in mind. So again, guys, thank you for taking the time to check this out. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video if you found it helpful. Of course, like this video as well. If you have any feedback you want to provide, feel free to let me know. Again, I do want to mention my website, guys, bponlinefitness.com. This is a great site, of course, where you can find free information as well as information on online fitness coaching that I offer. So thank you guys once again. If you have any other, questions, if you have any other topics you would like me to discuss, feel free to let me know. Definitely check out some of my other videos. I upload live streams on here that I record usually throughout the week. On Wednesday, I do a live stream on Facebook where I talk about various fitness, nutrition, and recovery related topics. So definitely check that out if you're interested. And of course, I upload a bunch of short form videos where I do specific workouts. And I also, in other videos, I'll discuss specific topics, original videos here on YouTube. So definitely check those out, guys. Thank you once again for taking the time to check this video out. If you have any questions, let me know, but I really appreciate you guys for checking this out.